Where are all the squirrels? Where have they gone? Well, slap me sideways and call me Nancy. It's time to take another peruse through the pages of my big dictionary, which of course means it's time for another full English lesson with me, Mr. Duncan. This is Full English 11. Oh look, I'm all fingers and thumbs now. OK, that's enough of that. Let's get on with today's Full English right now. I thought today I would begin answering some of your questions regarding the English language. In each Full English lesson, I will answer one of your questions. Today's question comes from Antonio in Italy, who asks, what is the difference between the words line and row? Well, in answer to your question, they are, for most of the time, the same. A line is a narrow shape that is straight or continuous. It goes on and on. A line can be straight, curved, or wavy. You can put things next to each other in a line. However, this would then be described as a row of houses. We often see a line as things placed in front of each other. For example, when people are waiting in a queue can be described as a line. If the people are standing next to each other shoulder to shoulder, then we would describe this as a row. A row tends to be things placed side by side, while a line tends to be things placed in front of each other. Strictly speaking, line and row are in fact the same. It is possible to take very serious and deep topics and represent them with metaphors. To speak metaphorically is to represent something with an easily identifiable sentence or phrase. We can also use visual metaphors. It is possible to express the meaning of something visually. Here is a good example of a metaphor and an idiom. The trials and burdens that we have endured in life can be summed up with this visual metaphor. As we go through life, we often end up carrying or dragging lots of baggage. In this sense, the baggage consists of all the bad things that have happened to us. The traumatic events, the hardships, the failures, relationships that have left us scarred, the hurtful things that people have said to us, those terrible moments we would much rather forget. We often refer to these things as emotional baggage. The further through life you walk, then the more baggage you have to take with you. Of course, not all of us have to carry so much baggage. Dealing with each problem as it occurs can prevent you from having so much emotional baggage to carry with you. We tend to avoid having relationships with people who have lots of baggage. Having said that, it is impossible to go through life without acquiring some emotional baggage. Perhaps it is more about how you deal with it in the first place than what you end up having to carry with you. This particular visual metaphor is one that many of us can identify with. Some words in English are confusing. A good example being entomology and etymology. Although these words look similar, they are in fact very different from each other. The word entomology is the study of insects. To study the evolution, life cycle and habits of insects is entomology. Then there is etymology, which is the study of words and their meanings. To look at the origins and changes in the use of words over the ages is etymology. So remember, entomology is the study of insects, and etymology is the study of words. Sometimes after eating a meal, you might find that your stomach starts to feel uncomfortable. You might feel pain or get an ache. Perhaps the food you ate does not agree with you. This phrase expresses the fact that perhaps you are sensitive to certain types of food. I rarely eat spicy food as it does not agree with me. I never eat onions as they don't agree with me. In other words, that particular type of food will upset your stomach if you eat it. An upset stomach is a bad stomach, which can lead to you spending a long time on the toilet. Here's a funny word. Can you see it? It looks like the word fishing, but spelt differently. What the heck is that all about? Well, I will tell you. This word is indeed pronounced as fishing, but as you can see, it is spelt with a PH at the beginning. This particular fishing means to attempt to obtain someone's personal details, such as their address or bank details, by pretending to represent a large well-known company. This is normally done in the form of an email. For example, you might receive an email from someone saying that they are from a big bank. They tell you that your account has been changed, so you must send them your personal details, such as your credit card details or password, so the account can be reset. Of course, the person writing is not from the bank. They are just trying to get your personal details. They are fishing. They are trying to get your personal information from you through deception. The person doing the deceiving is called a fisher. So, the next time you receive an email from someone saying that they are from your bank, or a large company, or the orphan of a millionaire, be very careful, as there is a chance that someone is fishing for your personal details and your money. I love idioms, don't you? There are many expressions around that relate to our own existence. There can be no doubt that life has its ups and downs. There are sunny days and dark days, happy times and sad times. We must take the rough with the smooth. There will always be unexpected things that come along to try and throw us off the path to happiness. But we must take it on the chin. We have to grin and bear it. We must put on a brave face. Good fortune can be described as an upturn. When things start to get better, we can say that there is light on the horizon. A glimmer of hope means that there is light at the end of the tunnel. Things are getting better. As I said many years ago in one of my earlier lessons, without sadness, we would never really know what it is like to be truly happy. It's time to take a look at another buzzword. A buzzword is a phrase or sentence that is used a lot during a certain period of time. Today's buzzword is the sentence, "Lessons must be learnt." This phrase seems to be used a lot these days. It is normally spoken after a terrible event has taken place, when more could have been done to prevent or ease the effect of something bad occurring. We often state that there are lessons to be learnt. We normally hear those who are in charge or who have authority saying this. Some might say that by using this sentence, a person is admitting guilt or is taking the blame for something without facing the consequences. If not enough was done to prevent a bad or tragic thing happening, we will often state that there are lessons to be learnt, or lessons must be learnt. "10 ways to say one thing in English." In English, there are many ways to say one thing. A sentence can consist of many different words to express what is, in essence, exactly the same. It is possible to use different words to say the same thing. There are various ways of expressing one thing. There is more than one way to say one thing. To say one thing in English can be done by using many different combinations of words. The words are different, however, the meaning remains the same. You don't have to use the same words all the time to state one particular thing. Syntax does not confine those who know how to use it. 1,000 words can say one thing, but not always together. Do you know someone who is a nosy Parker? Perhaps you yourself can sometimes be a little nosy. A nosy person is someone who is interested in other people's personal affairs. You are over-inquisitive and feel the need to delve into others' lives. Perhaps you like watching what your neighbours are up to. A nosy person might be described as having been prying, spying, or snooping on others. To pry or snoop is to be nosy. For some reason, we seem very interested in the lives of those in the public eye. The lives of the rich and famous seem so glamorous and perfect. So the possibility of finding out what really goes on in their day-to-day lives is very seductive. With the wide range of glossy magazines and reality TV shows now available to view, featuring celebrities of all shapes and sizes, many of us have, without realizing it, become nosy Parkers. The phrase nosy Parker was first used on a postcard that depicted a person spying on people from behind a bush. Okay, get that box of tissues ready because it's time for me to go. Yes, we have come to the end of another full English lesson. But wait, hold back your tears for a little while. There is no need to get upset because I will be back again with Full English number 12 very soon. This is Mr. Duncan in the birthplace of the English language. That is, of course, England, saying to you, thanks a lot for watching me, teaching you. And of course, until next time, ta-ta for now. Is that all right? Is that a take, is it? Is it a wrap? Can I go and have a cup of tea now?